Oh my god, guys, it's happening. It's really happening. I am so excited. You know, you guys have been asking, but I refuse to make another video on the Pro unless I got truly new info. So let's do the stereotypical YouTube talk. Buckle your seats and let's get right into the news. Credit goes to Moore's Law is dead and Tom's Guide. The PS5 comes with 10.3 teraflops, almost 9 times more processing power than the PS4, which has only 1.84 teraflops. So check this out. The PS5 Pro reportedly will have 67 teraflops. Okay, let's try that again. The PlayStation 5 Pro will have 67 teraflops. That's not crazy, that's insane. Almost too good to be true. So how will it be possible? It'll have an APU that appears to be assisted by machine learning. In real-world gameplay terms, that may end up equating to a 33.5 teraflops performance. But one thing is guaranteed, we'll finally get fidelity mode at 60 FPS, and probably if your TV can handle it, you'll get even 120 FPS in performance mode in the most demanding games. But if you ask me, I'll go full fidelity mode at 4K 60. Oh, but wait, this is the part where you stop watching the video and go to the comment section and we'll say why we don't need PS5 Pro. Listen, go have a glass of water and keep watching. If these numbers are true, that's a colossal technical leap that could help PS5 Pro rival some of the best gaming PCs when it comes to sheer graphical grunt. So how will this translate to making the best PS5 games perform better on Sony's rumored new system? All suggestions currently point to substantially improved ray tracing performance. How much improvement are we talking about here? According to MLID, the PS5 Pro could double or even quadruple the current efficiency of PS5 ray tracing output. Currently, the only developer who has managed to pull off this hugely tricky tech balancing act is Insomniac. The studio behind Ratchet & Clank, Rift Apart and Marvel's Spider-Man 2 has managed to squeeze RT features into performance modes that still showcase impressive image quality thanks to effective anti-aliasing and upsampling techniques. Outside of this premier PlayStation studio, enabling ray tracing in your average PS5 game normally restricts you to a 30 FPS quality mode. The other major rumor to come from Moore's Law video is that PS5 Pro could introduce a form of image reconstruction that could match the brilliant frame rate boosting results NVIDIA has achieved with its deep learning supersampling DLSS tech. Apparently, the Pro will feature a technique called PlayStation Spectral Super Resolution, which is a form of temporal anti-aliasing upscale. Essentially, we're talking about an advanced upscaler that works by rendering a game at a lower resolution, then boosts final image quality through upsampling while also deploying dynamic resolution to stop frame rates from dropping into the graphical gutter. PSSR is said to operate like DLSS and AMD's FSR tech, with the bonus that it should support high dynamic range (HDR) to produce high-resolution games that sport far more vivid colors than standard SDR. All of the above makes it sound like the PS5 Pro could offer a true generational leap over PS5, so much so that it almost looks like it could rival some of the tech specs we've been expecting from the equally speculated upon PS6. So that's it on the Pro. I don't want to waste your time again with every small detail, price, and release date, and you already know my opinions. If you want the in-depth proof of everything about the Pro, go watch the video PS5 Pro Full Proof. I'll put the link in the comment section. Now let's move on to the Guinness World Records of Leaks, Insomniac. A recent leak has seemingly confirmed the main villain of Marvel's Spider-Man 3 with an image of what the Green Goblin will look like. Reddit user Kekkencoke shared an image on Gaming Leaks and Rumors, and it appears to be from a presentation by Insomniac meant to secure the license and funding for the next game in the series. Included in said presentation is concept art for Spider-Man 3's often-teased Green Goblin, which portrays the villain as a green-skinned humanoid wearing a purple and black sleeveless hooded coat, various straps and pounces, and boots with hoof-like toes. Information about Marvel's Spider-Man 3 is scarce, but a few key details were leaked during the massive ransomware attack on Insomniac back in December. According to the information exposed in the breach, Spider-Man 3 will reportedly launch in 2028, but not before Insomniac releases its connected Marvel's Wolverine and another currently unannounced game starring Venom. Of course, these plans are subject to change, and fans should stay skeptical until more concrete information comes forward. Likewise, the recently leaked concept art of the Green Goblin might not fully represent what the villain will look like in Marvel's Spider-Man 3, but it does offer some insight into Insomniac's take on the legendary enemy. The design is decidedly human-like, meaning that Insomniac is aiming for a more traditional Green Goblin like in the 616 comics and live-action Spider-Man movies rather than the Hulk-like beast of the ultimate continuity and works inspired by it. Fans will have to wait for Spider-Man 3 to see how the Goblin wreaks havoc on Peter and Miles' lives as Norman seeks to avenge his fallen son. Yesterday, a trailer for an unannounced and reportedly canceled online Spider-Man spin-off game from Insomniac leaked onto Reddit and social media. The trailer showcases multiple players taking on the roles of various famous spider heroes while exploring New York City and other universes. In the leaked trailer for Spider-Man, The Great Web, we hear Yuri Lowenthal as Peter Parker introducing the concept of the game, explaining that sometimes you can swing it as a lone wolf, but you're way better off with some friends. He also worries that the evil Sinister Six, a group of famous Spidey villains including Doc Ock, are ramping up their activities and becoming more dangerous and savage. I don't think I'm going to be enough this time, guys. But together, we just might be, says Peter Parker aka Spider-Man. So that's where other players would come in and help work together to take on criminals across New York City. The trailer shows what appears to be the ability for folks to play as Spider-Gwen, Spider-Man 2099, and even Venom. It also hints at other universes connected to the game's main setting, using portals that look a lot like they came out of the animated Spider-Verse films. Combat and exploration look to be ripped right out of Spider-Man 2 on PS5. Don't get too excited about the Great Web, though, as the game was reportedly canceled long ago, according to Bloomberg's Jason Schreier in 2023. We've seen other live service Sony games get the axe over the last year, including the Last of Us multiplayer game. This recently leaked trailer is part of the massive data breach that hit Insomniac last year, leaking 1.7 terabytes of data and over 1 million files onto the internet. The data breach, which followed a December 2023 ransomware attack against the Ratchet & Clank studio, provided insight into the inner workings of one of Sony's most successful studios, revealing the cost of AAA game development and just how busy the studio is these days. It sadly also revealed loads of personal employee information, causing a lot of headaches and frustration for Insomniac staff right before the holidays. Even more information about the upcoming Wolverine game has been unearthed from the recent Insomniac data breach, including a possible trip to the legendary X-Mansion of Marvel Comics lore. Not too long after the successful launch of Marvel's Spider-Man 2, developer Insomniac fell victim to a massive ransomware attack that led to major sales data and personal employee information being leaked to the public. Included in this was a possible lineup of future Insomniac projects, with many of them being connected to the studio's growing Marvel universe. The lion's share of this leaked information was centered around Marvel's Wolverine, a spin-off that was announced alongside Spider-Man 2 back in 2021. Wolverine's plot, characters, and voice cast were all exposed, in addition to early alpha footage of the game. A fully playable Wolverine demo was leaked not too long afterward, prompting Insomniac to give out an official statement regarding the breach and DMCA notices to be sent to those who downloaded it. In the months after the initial data breach, data miners are still discovering new elements within the leaked source code, such as footage of Logan's trademark healing factor in action. Earlier this week, a rough Wolverine gameplay trailer was unearthed from the hacked Insomniac data files and posted online, showing Logan hunting robotic enemies in a forest using his enhanced senses in a way similar to Batman, Arkham's detective vision. More recently, someone managed to get a playable sequence set in what appears to be X-Men's X-Mansion put together from files discovered about a month prior. While this sequence has no textures, it features Wolverine breaking into the mansion and fighting off more robots. According to the Insomniac data breach, the developer is also working on an X-Men game, which will allegedly be released in 2030. The sequence in this latest leak could likely serve as a connecting tissue between said game and Marvel's Wolverine, though previous reports indicate that the latter is set sometime before the formation of the iconic team of mutant heroes. Sure enough, past leaks have suggested that Jean Grey, Logan's longtime love interest and fellow X-Men member, will not only appear in Wolverine but be playable in some capacity. Of course, all of the information revealed in the Insomniac data breach is subject to change and could be taken out of context, so fans should view it all with a healthy degree of skepticism for the time being. However, it would make sense for the X-Mansion to have some presence in Marvel's Wolverine, either as the setting for a tutorial mission or to set up the X-Men's forthcoming spin-off game by showing how the building eventually became the safe haven and training ground for mutants Marvel fans know and love.